Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be giving you my Leo January 2019 horoscope forecast. And yes, this does apply and pertain to the Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. Anyway, first thing up is as far as January goes, the Sun will be in Capricorn from the 1st until the 21st. So the 6th house is what is going to be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time, there's going to be a strong concentration of energy, focus, and attention on one's health, diet, work, employment, fitness, daily routine, even one's pets, an aunt or an uncle perhaps even, and also hygiene and service rendered. This could be done, given this is Capricorn energy, this may be done with a lot of Capricorn consistency, very orthodox, conventional manner, with a lot of intransigence perhaps as well, and responsibility, done with a lot of planning and premeditation, also done in a very methodical and serious manner as well, with a lot of discipline, but guard against being overly pessimistic and negative at this time, as Capricorn energy can be. It can be like that sometimes. And it might be where this might be really, there might be a lot of despondency and a lot of melancholy type energy with these matters as well. And it might be matters connected with work and employment, perhaps health matters especially might be making you really focusing on the negative side of it, and maybe making you feel somewhat melancholy as well. It also might be where in some cases this could shine the light, so to speak, on a Capricorn health-related matter. It could be something connected with the hamstrings, the knees, the bones, or the joints perhaps. So anyway, next thing up. As far as January goes, the Sun will be in Aquarius from the 21st until the 31st. So the 7th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. At this time, there could be a strong concentration of energy, focus, and attention on relationships, partnerships, others in general, legal matters, perhaps open adversaries, negotiation, compromise, even competition. Now, given this is Aquarius energy, this may be done with a lot of Aquarius selflessness, humanitarianism, a lot of consideration as well. And it could be done where you're really like, as far as partnerships go, or I should say, or a significant other, giving them their space, or just with others in general, knocking on the door, just simple before entering, simple things like that as far as consideration goes. But yet it could be done with a lot of unorthodox and unconventional energy as well, and even a little bit unusual. Now, also, that this energy may also be erratic and sporadic as well, given that Aquarius energy is not always known to be predictable and consistent, unlike the zodiac sign preceding it, Capricorn. Now, in some cases, though, this might shine the light perhaps on an Aquarius open adversary. It could be an Aquarius Sun, Moon, or Ascendant person, or simply one that embodies Aquarius-like characteristics. Anyway, next thing up. There will be a new moon solar eclipse in Capricorn on January 5th. So the 6th house is what's going to be emphasized and highlighted. Well, at this time, there could be a new Capricorn-like injury that might be life-altering to some degree. And I don't mean like perilous. I mean just something that might cause certain restrictions or limitations that you may not have had before, especially say if this is making an inconjunct to one's ascendant in one's actual natal chart. This could be something where it could be something connected with the knees, the bones, the joints, the hamstrings perhaps. Now also, when you're talking about, first I want to go back to the fact that it's a solar eclipse. A solar eclipse is like a new moon, except it could be more amplified and intensified, and more and stronger, more powerful in its impact, and it might be more sustained and sometimes even life-altering And given that this is like the new one, like I stated before about the Capricorn type injury, could be one that could be very sustained or even life altering, as opposed to where you'd have a new moon. It might be something that wouldn't be as sustained. Now, anyway, as far as eclipses go in astrology, this could also be, it could manifest in being more cognizant of certain things, and this could be the fact you're talking about Capricorn energy, 6th house. More cognizant perhaps of being just responsible and more organized in your daily routine. And that might not sound like a major thing, but if you've been someone that has been disorganized or somewhat disheveled for some time, this is something that could actually be very life altering, because others could take notice, for example, in somebody, and it could in some cases be lead to some kind of promotion, especially if this is being done at your workplace. Now, this is something too where in some cases this may manifest in a new consistent regimented health or diet program at this time as well. And there's some kind of fitness program that's very consistent and regimented, where you do it when you work out very consistently, for example, and with regularity. Now, also, some cases, too, this might be the start of a new Capricorn position or something connected with employment. It could be starting something with some kind of government work or dentistry, even doing something with information technology. Perhaps it could be something with being an accountant. Even some cases it could just be some general mundane work, but it could be the start of something that will be very sustained, or something could be business related in some cases. So anyway, also another way this might pan out is that this could be, I mean, eclipses can often be about people that might be leaving, people that might have played a dominant role in our lives or a prominent role. And this could be a time where maybe it could be a Capricorn person or Sun, Moon, Ascendant person, or one that embodies Capricorn-like characteristics that might have been prominent in your daily routine. Might be leaving someone that you may have known for some time. It could be something where maybe a person that was just had a very restricting, limiting effect on you, or causing despondency and making you feel melancholy. It might have been a person you were providing service to, or somebody that was at your place of employment that you had a sustained connection with, maybe leaving and departing at this time. So anyway, next thing up. There will be a full moon lunar eclipse in Leo on January 21st, so the first house is what's going to be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time, well, when we're talking about a full moon, and I mean, first I want to get back to, again, a full moon is, a lunar eclipse is like a regular full moon, but yet it could be more intensified, amplified, more monumental. It could be have a more sustained effect, and also be something that could be potentially life-altering. Now, so in one way this may manifest, this could be some kind of revelation or unveiling of a physical issue that might be of very strong significance. It could be something Leo-related, something with the heart or the upper back, perhaps. This is also something, too, where this could also represent the completion or culmination of something that was maybe it could have been something that, or I should say, that may that really culmination of something that may have been Leo related, that maybe it might lead, being you're talking about the first house of new beginnings, might actually lead to you getting set for a new beginning. In some cases, I mean, it could be have done something maybe with cardiology, or some kind of work in entertainment or acting or working with children, perhaps something that may have been Leo or related, something with creativity, or something where you were doing some kind of performing, whether it be circus or doing some, something that was very attention seeking. But at the same time, this could also be, again, just like the solar eclipse, the lunar eclipse can be about departures and people dissipating out of your life. It could be something where a person that maybe might have been having an impact on your, maybe on that Leo sunny disposition, bright and sunny disposition may be leaving, and it may, and at that time it might give you the impetus or incentive to really go out and start a new beginning. I think that's a lot of times that's how, when you're talking about a full moon and you're talking about the first house, the full moon could represent endings, yes, but completion or culmination of things. But I think what happens is the way that could manifest, being in the first house, is that it could lead you that room to be able to maybe do something, start something, because a lot of times with endings, new beginnings can start. So, and also really that, and if this person, if this, somebody like this does leave, this could give you that revelation. It could be about a revelation to self, of having more courage and fortitude and self-assurance and even willful energy than maybe you had before, and be able to do so to initiate new beginnings. Hold on a moment, people. Sorry about that, I'm back. Anyway, next thing up. Now, Mercury will be in Sagittarius as far as January goes, from the 1st until the 5th. So the 5th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time, well, this could be a time where you may be doing some thinking about expanding your personal popularity, perhaps. And also, another way this may manifest, perhaps, is having very voracious, blunt, veritable conversations with lovers, with children. It could be people that you might share a creative endeavor with, or something connected with a hobby or something of amusement. Another way this may pan out is that, as I've stated previously, that Mercury can also be about siblings. This could be about Sagittarius siblings. They might be Sagittarius sun, moon, or ascendant siblings, or simply ones that embody Sagittarius characteristics. They may figure prominently in things of a speculative nature, perhaps, perhaps in matters of fun, amusement, and enjoyment. Even whether it's going to some carnival or some amusement park, something that could be really something that could be causing you some good enjoyment at this time. Now, also, this could be about talking about things connected with the outdoors, exploration, adventure, as well, perhaps with lovers, with children. It could be also another way this may manifest, perhaps, is perhaps writing about something Sagittarius related, such as sports, traveling abroad, religion, philosophy, and it might turn out to be a hobby, perhaps, is the way this might pan out for you. So anyway, next thing up. Mercury will be in Capricorn as far as January goes, from the 5th until the 24th. So the 6th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time, guard against perhaps overly negative or pessimistic thinking regarding your health, diet, or employment at this time, and becoming overly melancholy or despondent regarding these issues. You might find yourself perhaps talking about the government, politics, business, even dentistry, even timekeeping, perhaps in your daily routine. Also, another way this may manifest, perhaps, is having serious discussions regarding your health and your work at this particular time. And remember that Mercury, again, can be about more than just about communication. It can be about siblings as well. In some cases, this could be about Capricorn siblings. They may be Capricorn sun, moon, or ascendant people, or simply ones that embody Capricorn-like characteristics that might figure strongly in your daily routine, your health-related matters, even work perhaps, and even service that may be rendered to others. And also, too, that Mercury can also be about breathing. And given you're talking about the 6th house, and this is in Capricorn, this could be, in some cases, may manifest in some kind of breathing issues in some cases, where I mean, especially if this is making an inconjunct to your ascendant, and it could be breathing issues that may be very limiting at this time. So be careful at this time. And also, given that this could also perhaps manifest in a lot of premeditation and planning regarding things just connected with things you do in your daily routine at this time as well, and maybe even activities with an aunt or an uncle perhaps. So anyway, next thing up. Mercury will be in Aquarius as far as January goes, from the 24th until the 31st. So the 7th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time, well, you might find yourself talking about the future with a significant other, with a grandmother perhaps. This could be about very spontaneous, unpredictable conversations. It might in some cases be with open adversaries or legal opponents. Also about showing consideration in conversations. It could be regarding negotiation or trying to work out a compromise with someone, and being considerate, such as not talking over others, giving people their equal share in terms of communicating and not dominating conversations with them. Also, too, again, that Mercury can also be about siblings. So this could be about Aquarius siblings. They may be Aquarius sun, moon, or ascendant people, or simply ones that embody Aquarius-like characteristics that might figure prominently in your relationships. They could be in court matters. They may even be involved in some kind of competition, perhaps. So, and also you might be thinking about maybe some kind of unusual or unorthodox competition, whether it might be X Games or what have you, or it might just be about thinking about competing in games, perhaps on the internet. I mean, so those are some ways that this may manifest and pan out. So anyway, next thing up. Venus will be in Scorpio as far as January goes, from the 1st until the 7th. So the 4th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time, you might find yourself valuing secrecy and surreptitious spending, perhaps toward the latter part of your life. And it also could be in some cases where a Scorpio relationship, it could be a Scorpio sun, moon, or ascendant person, or simply one that embodies Scorpio-like characteristics, may figure strongly in your home life. It could be with your family members. It could be in your emotional security, perhaps as well. Now, also, this could be another way this may pan out is that this could be about the enjoyment of Scorpio-like traditions as well. It could be something connected with astrology, the supernatural, the occult. Maybe it's something with, well, I want to say locksmithing really wouldn't be much of a tradition, but it could be something that could be Scorpio related. It could be going to some kind of like one of those fun horror houses or something that could be Scorpio related, something connected with the macabre perhaps. It could some haunted house, something that could be Scorpio related. And also this may manifest perhaps in valuing, really not just valuing peace at the latter part of life, but having that power and control at the latter part of life and getting the preparations to be able to do that. So anyway, well, the next thing up is Venus will be in Sagittarius as far as January goes, from the 7th until the 31st. So the 5th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. At this time, you might find yourself having enjoyment of Sagittarius-like things with children and lovers. It could be sports activities, doing things with the outdoors. It could be something with philosophy or religion, perhaps, and perhaps even traveling abroad to a different country. Now, also, this could be a lot of fun connected, perhaps with adventure, maybe with someone you may be having a superficial fling or interlude with. Also, this is could manifest perhaps in the expression of love of the outdoors with lovers and children. It could be about Sagittarius relationships. They could be Sagittarius, sun, moon, or ascendant people, or simply ones that embody Sagittarius-like characteristics that may figure prominently in speculation, risk-taking, and gambling even at this time. And Also about, in some cases, guard against reckless spending on things of a speculative nature as well. And this could be especially true, say, if this makes an adverse aspect to your natal Jupiter in your chart, as this could give really distorted and exaggerated spending perhaps, and you might wind up trying to go out of your budget. So just be careful and prudent as far as that goes. And also the enjoyment and the love of perhaps outdoor hobbies perhaps. So anyway, next thing up, Mars will be in Aries, so the 9th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time, well, first off, hold on a moment, people. Sorry about that, I'm back. Anyway, well, one way this may manifest is just simply that situations with in-laws and grandchildren may be more acrimonious and contentious than usual. This could be about putting a lot of assertive and aggressive energy into matters with the law, philosophy, in-laws and grandchildren, perhaps even publishing. If it's something where you've been procrastinating on trying to get something published for a while, this could be the opportune time to do it, because Mars and Aries energy could act out with a lot of aggression, a lot of initiative and enterprise, and little procrastination or hesitation. Also about acting with a lot of courage and fearlessness in matters with in-laws and grandchildren, maybe people you might even know well at a religious congregation or even a college university. This could be the time where you might be willing to fight their battles, even perhaps with a lot of this courageous and fearless Aries energy. And also too, this could manifest perhaps in putting a lot of this energy and vitality into some kind of Aries higher education matter. It could be, of course, it could be doing something with welding or firefighting, carpentry, studying for work as an EMT or even a surgeon. Now, and also a lot of quick, spontaneous energy in 9th house matters, but you may lack persistence, and it could be very impatient energy if things are not accomplished right away. Next thing up, Jupiter will be in Sagittarius still, so the 5th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. And as I've talked about previously, is that Jupiter can be rather paradoxical, could be very benign and benevolent, but it could also have a tendency to enlarge and expand. Now, in some cases, this might enlarge and expand reckless behavior, recklessness, foolhardiness, and self-righteous and over-optimistic behavior connected with lovers, with children, maybe somebody you share some kind of a hobby or a thing of amusement with, perhaps, or maybe even, and this could also be this over-optimism, and these exaggerated Sagittarius tendencies might be shown in trying to attain personal popularity as well. So guard against becoming overconfident and becoming overly cocky in those matters. I mean, it could be very fortuitous for that because Jupiter is in its dignity, and you're talking about the 5th house of personal popularity, but guard against being overly confident in those matters at the same time. Now, also too, another thing is that the thing about this could also manifest perhaps in luck and fortune in some kind of Sagittarius sports, such as archery, some kind of, if there's any sport that's connected with target practicing, or darts, or something connected with adventure as well. And it could also, you might be inclined to expand sports gambling. If you are somebody that gambles, this could be that time where it might be expanding that energy. Also could be very fortuitous for expanding personal popularity with a lot of jocular, jovial, and very positive energy at this time. What I want to rewind a moment, people, I'm sorry, going back to that, when I was talking about Venus and Scorpio in the 4th house being emphasized and highlighted, I want to also add to that, it could also manifest in the enjoyment of digging deep into who you are at the core, and really in matters connected with your ancestry and roots at that time as well. Anyway, next thing up, Well, Saturn will still be in Capricorn, of course. So at this time, the sixth house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time, you might be dealing with a number of restrictions and limitations that are associated with your work, your employment. It might even be maybe fitness. I mean, if there's something health related going on, maybe it might be harder for you to actually work out or do something connected with fitness if you are doing something with that already. Um, Another way this may manifest or pan out, though, this could be about a time you may be taking care of a debilitated or sickly aunt or uncle, or somebody prominent in your place of employment or daily routine. It could be something Capricorn related, such as something with the knees, the bones, the hamstrings, the joints, and it might be making you feel somewhat despondent and melancholy. Also it could be about attending to serious responsibilities to your work and your health life at this particular point in time, and gaining structure and discipline in this as well. Now, another thing too is that given that this is Saturn in your sixth house, this could be about, again, maybe having some kind of responsibilities to your health in your work life, but it could also be where you might be feeling some kind of limitations as far as this goes. And also, older people may be more dominant, may play a prominent role in your daily routine at this time, more so than usual, and about really taking more responsibilities to your at this time to your pets if you do have any. Anyway, next thing up, well, Uranus will still be in Aries, so the ninth house is what will be emphasized and highlighted at this time. Well, one way this may manifest and pan out perhaps is that you may be dealing with some unpredictable and volatile behavior from in-laws, from grandchildren, could be foreigners, people you might meet through traveling abroad perhaps, or even someone you may know at a college, university, or religious congregation. It could be that Aries friendships, they could be Aries, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant people, or simply ones that embody Aries-like characteristics, might figure more prominently in your religion, your philosophy, even matters connected with the law, perhaps, whether they're giving you assistance on handling some matter or what have you. Also, also too, this could manifest perhaps in dealing. You might be doing something college related that's Uranus like, taking a Uranus like college course. It could be something connected with computers, electronics, something perhaps with aerospace, astronomy, anything that might be Uranus like related. And also too, that the way you might be, you're looking in terms of really you look at Uranus and you're talking about the ninth house. This might also manifest perhaps in taking some kind of very spontaneous, unpredictable, long distance journey perhaps. And really, I mean, the ninth house, I mean, Uranus is also about innovation. So you might be seeing maybe in-laws, grandchildren might be showing some kind of innovative qualities at this time, or might be acting, in some cases, might be acting in an unusual or bizarre manner in some cases, the way this may pan out. So anyway, next thing up, Neptune will still be in Pisces. So at this time, the eighth house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. Now, it might be at this time where, someone you may be in a sexual or intimate relationship with may be acting a little bit, maybe somewhat nebulous or unclear, or even deceptive and duplicitous. You may be more susceptible at this time to some kind of credit card fraud, more so than usual, or some kind of insurance fraud may be going on at this time. It could be, now it also, depending on aspects, it could also be a time where debt might be dissolving or dissipating. Say this is making a positive aspect to your natal Jupiter or even Venus, because Venus can be about money. This is about really a time where, I mean, these are very, I mean, it could manifest in some positive things. Another way this might pan out, though, is that at this time you might find maybe your libido or your sexual urge might be dissipating or dissolving. This could also be about making some kind of transformation through something Neptune related, such as the metaphysical, which can include astrology. It could be some kind of detox transformation at this time. But also, though, be careful because the 8th house is associated with death, so there might be a little greater propensity for death through some kind of alcohol or drug use. It even could be some accidental chemical assimilation or something that could be of some kind of gas or something. So just be careful at this particular point in time. And you might be dealing with some very confounding issues regarding taxes or insurance matters at this time as well. And anyway, last but not least, Pluto will still be in Capricorn, so the 6th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time, now I know a lot of you don't want me to say the dreaded D word, but you know I'm going to anyway. In some cases, this could actually be about the literal death of an aunt or an uncle. It could be someone prominent in your daily routine. In some cases, it could be a pet. Also, too, remember that Pluto can be about destruction and obliteration. It could be about where you might feel that your health might be destroyed or maybe something work-related is. But remember that Pluto is also about rebirth and regeneration. These things might be revived at this time. And if something is taken away with Pluto, such as a place of employment, it could often be supplanted with something else because Pluto's about revival and rebirth and regeneration. Now, this could also manifest perhaps in upheavals and power struggles at your place of employment at this time, or even doing something. It could even be a Pluto-like health-related matter. It could be something with the pelvic or reproductive area, or as anything that could be Pluto related. Also, too, given that this is Pluto in Capricorn, in some cases, I mean, Pluto's about transformation. Capricorn could be with the knees. It could be some kind of knee replacement maybe going on at this time, especially if you've had knee problems previously. This could be that time where you might be getting some kind of surgery that is associated with it. So anyway, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment for my Leo January 2019 horoscope forecast. Stay tuned next time where I'm going to be talking about, in my opinion, what I think is the greediest zodiac sign. 2 things I want to get with you on before I head out. Firstly, the stars may impel but do not compel. And secondly, never isolate any single astrological element, aspect, planetary placement, position, configuration, influence, or what have you, and make an analysis of a person, astrologically speaking, based on this alone, because astrologically speaking, the person is the sum of all their components in their natal chart and not just one. Until next time, people, stay well.